Let's take a look at building accountability into your program. So if you're teaching online, if you're building membership sites or online courses, building in social accountability around your program is crucial for creating success for your students. I'm going to share with you 4 key ways of doing this with some examples. If you want to grab a lot more details on this, plus everything else about creating and selling online courses, go and download our massive guide. It's got everything you need to know about creating and selling online courses, and you can grab that from the link here. All right, let's get into the 4 ways that you can create accountability within your online programs. The first is really around reminders, and this is probably the most typical one, and that's sending out reminders like text messages, emails. You can even do it with Facebook bots, and you can do it through actual phone calls. And we see people doing this in a whole variety of ways of reaching out to their students to create accountability, to bring them back into the program. So you can check, hey, you're slipping behind, your progress isn't where it should be. Let's give you a call or a text or an email or send a reminder through a bot. There's a lot of really great ways you can do it that way. The next way I've seen be super successful is actually creating stop, no-go points in your course. And we see a lot of people being successful with this, where they have a stop point in the course where they say, don't go any further until you've achieved this specific goal. So if you're teaching them to do a bunch of things, don't let them get all the way to the end of the course without going and actioning on that in real life. Get them to stop and say that in your videos, in your lessons, in your course. Stop here, go achieve this goal before you continue to learn. And that holds them accountable to actually achieving the various steps throughout the program. And you're gonna see your completion rates increase and the value that your students are getting out of the program increase by doing that. The third way for creating accountability is actually accountability groups. And we see this being done in a variety of ways, but the key principles here is that you get a small group. I recommend no more than 2 or 3 people in the group. Any more and not showing up to the group doesn't become a big thing because you feel like, well, there's already gonna be people there, I don't need to be there. So 2 or 3 people in a small group, they meet daily or weekly, and it's a very quick check-in. It can be done online, on a phone call, but you're encouraging your students to check in with their accountability partners and just say, here's what I did since we last talked, here's what I'm gonna do before we talk again. You don't need to build in anything more than that. It can be that simple, and you will see your numbers skyrocket in terms of engagement, completion rates, and getting value out of your program. And the last way that I find great for building accountability into program is actually having coaches. So this one can be a little bit more onerous and expensive, but it could be done through email. It doesn't have to be super direct coaching. You can do live one-on-one coaching, in-person coaching potentially, or even just email coaching, but having a coach associated who's going to respond to students' questions and reach out to them when they start to fall behind. Put any one of those 4 principles in place within one of your programs, you're gonna see your completion rates, your engagement, and the value your students get out of your program skyrocket. I'd really encourage you to put accountability into your programs. This video is actually part of a massive guide to creating and selling online courses that we have created on the Thinkific website. It has everything that you could possibly need to create and sell your own online course. Everything from topic selection and validating your content to creating and hosting your own online course, as well as getting into marketing and promotion and doing things like building in student success. Whether it's pricing or marketing your course or making sure your students are successful, you have the complete guide here. Click a link in the description to download the guide today.